Have you ever noticed why discharge in your underwear and immediately thought, is something wrong with me? Before you panic or start googling scary things, let me tell you this. Not all discharge is a problem. In fact, some white discharge is completely healthy, but sometimes it is your body waving a red flag. Today I'm breaking down what is normal, what is not, and when you should actually worry. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you care about your reproductive health and want a simple, clear explanation, you're in the right place. Today we are discussing white vaginal discharge, something almost every woman experiences, but very few understand it properly. Let's start with the basics. So what is white vaginal discharge? White discharge is also called leukorrhea is a fluid released from the vagina and the cervix. It is your body's natural way of cleaning the vagina, removing dead cells, preventing infection, and also maintaining the pH balance. So yes, discharge is normal. The vagina is self-cleaning and you do not need to douche or insert chemical inside. What is normal white discharge? Normal discharge usually have these features. It can be white or milky, and it also has this clear to slightly creamy color. It has this mild or no smell, no itching, no burning, no pain, and it changes during your cycle. So before ovulation, it can be creamy or milky white. During ovulation, it's usually clear and stretchy like egg whites. And before your period, it can be a little bit thick and white. And during pregnancy or when you're sexually aroused, vaginal discharge is usually increased. Now let's talk about what is not normal. Why discharge becomes a problem if it's thick like cottage cheese, very itchy, causes redness or swelling, pain during urination, or a strong, unpleasant odor. That is not normal. And the most common cause is yeast infection, also called candidiasis. This happens when there's an overgrowth of candida, a type of fungus that is naturally present in the vagina, and it can be triggered by overuse of antibiotics, wearing tight synthetic underwears, diabetes, excess sugar intake, and hormonal changes. This is common and treatable but needs proper medication. What are other warning signs you should look out for? White discharge may also be abnormal if it turns yellow, green, or gray, or it smells fishy, you have pelvic pain, fever, or there's a bleeding between your periods. This may indicate an infection that requires a medical evaluation. Let's talk about the common myth around vaginal discharge. Any discharge means infection? No. Discharge is a normal physiological changes and is not even enough to make a vaginal infection diagnosis. What discharge means infertility? Obviously not. Discharge is not enough to diagnose an infertility case. There are series of tests that needs to be carried out before you can diagnose an infertility case. You must wash inside to stop discharge. No, that can actually cause infection, and that is why we don't encourage douching. The vagina is self-cleaning. You don't need to do anything extra. When should you see a doctor? See a doctor if you have itching plus thick discharge, there's a strong odor, you have pelvic pain, symptoms keep reoccurring, or you are just unsure. Please avoid self-medicating repeatedly without proper diagnosis because you can later develop resistance to that particular antibiotics you are taking. How to maintain a healthy vaginal discharge. Wear a cotton underwear. Avoid tight clothing. Avoid douching. It disrupts the pH level of the vagina, putting it at the risk of infection. Wipe from front to back. Yes, you can hear me. Wipe from front to back to avoid getting infection from the rectum down to the urethra. Limit excessive sugar and change out of sweaty clothes. Simple habits make a big difference. White discharge is not your enemy. It is your body communicating. The key is knowing the difference between normal changes and warning signs. Don't ignore your body and don't panic either. If this video helped you to understand your body better, please like, share and subscribe. Comment below, have you ever been worried about your discharge before? And remember, health is your power. See you in my next video. Bye.